With a former teacher as governor, a DFL-controlled legislature, and a record budget surplus, Minnesota's schools and school children are expected to reap some big benefits. Joining me to talk about the Senate's proposed budget for E-12 education is a former educator and the current chair of the Senate Education Finance Committee, Senator Mary Kunesh. Thank you so much for joining me.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
The Senate proposes to increase the per-pupil funding formula by 4% for the 2024 school year, 5% for 2025. Significant increases. The House is approaching it a little bit differently. They have 4% in the first year, 2% the following year, but tying future increases to inflation. Why is the Senate taking this approach?
Well, we did the numbers. We looked at what we could do right here in real time if we included that index to inflation, and found that it would decrease our budget by almost a third. And our intention is to get those dollars to the classrooms, to the students and the teachers as quickly as we can. And we're not saying we will never consider indexing to inflation. We just don't feel like this is the year to do it. There's time for us to implement it and talk about it with the House and with the governor and come up with a really good plan. I have some concerns about future issues should we tie it as far as how it would affect the entire state budget if education is taking those in hard times. So I'm open to a future decision, but I think this year is the year that we get those dollars into the schools so that they can put that in the classroom with the teachers.
Chronically underfunded cross-subsidies for special education and English language learners are reduced in the Senate's budget proposal. The target is 60% for special education, 75% for English language learners by the 2026 school year. There was talk at the beginning of session of completely eliminating one or both cross-subsidies. So why take a slightly slower approach at this time?
Well, again, so that we can use those dollars that we have right now to address some of the most immediate needs. But also we have to remember that the federal government has a responsibility to fund these programs, both our EL and our special education. And so we're leaving a little buffer there for the federal government to pick up their tab, but also recognizing that as time goes forward, we can adjust those amounts. And right now they all fit very well into our budget, and so we'll do it as we go into that incremental rather than one foul swoop.
One effort in the bill that I think is probably quite near and dear to your heart is that funding would be provided to ensure that every school has a licensed media specialist or librarian, and that was your field. Why is this important?
Well, I was a library media specialist for 20 of the 25 years that I taught in our public school system, and I know the contribution that our library media specialists do. It's not just checking books in and checking books out. We do all the a lot of the technology training. I did it for K through 5, all their library skills, all their research skills, all their resource skills, all their technology skills, along with facilitating testing that goes on in our library system. So we're a very vital part of our school community, as well as providing those resources for teachers and professional development. And when we're so concerned about literacy in this day and age, it's really important to have somebody that has the skill, has the excellence to be that literary leader in our schools, and bring those back into our school system to make sure our kids are getting the best resources that we can provide them with.
Well, and speaking of literacy, the statewide test scores showed that about half of Minnesota kids are not able to read at grade level. And so this bill includes the READ Act, which I believe, if I'm correct, would fund teacher training and curriculum and require that all Minnesota schools move to evidence-based instruction that does include phonics. Are these investments and changes then going to help those kids get back on track as readers?
Well, we sure hope so. I think it's the right approach to start moving in that direction, especially looking at those evidence-based programs that there's a wide variety of them, and schools will be able to choose, or districts will be able to choose which curriculum they want. But making sure that phonics is a key part of that is going to be very, very important. And if we are all working on that goal together, I think we will be successful.
The Senate budget proposes a $71 million investment to increase the number of teachers of color and American Indian teachers. There's also increases for bonuses for out-of-state teachers. Are you confident that enough is being done not only to ensure that Minnesota's future teaching workforce matches the culture and ethnicity of Minnesota's kids, but simply that there's just going to be enough teachers in the classroom?
Well, the increased teachers of color and Indigenous is a very comprehensive package of bills. It starts with recruitment and it goes all the way to supporting them students or potential teachers in the classroom as well as in the university through their student teaching and then providing mentorship and encouragement as we go forward. So am I confident? I'm pretty confident that this is an excellent approach to it, and we're hoping, and we've seen that with the bits and pieces we've been able to put in place, there's already more of those teachers of color and Indigenous in the pipeline, and we're hoping that this will encourage it, and when they see more teachers of color going through, they feel like they've got a place in the system as well. And so investing in this, I think, is just a win-win for all of our schools and all of our teachers and our students.
In December, the Minnesota Department of Health released the results of the 2022 Minnesota Student Survey, which showed that students are struggling with depression and anxiety at higher rates than at any other time in the 35 years that this study has been done. $49 million is being set aside in the Senate budget for student support personnel. Is it enough?
It's probably not enough, but it's the best we could do right now. We came into this session, and when I say we, I mean Senator Swadzinski, who is the chair of education policy, who he himself had over 30 years of teaching. And so between us, we wanted to really focus on the nucleus of the student. And so one of the first hearings I had was around student voices. And we had over 30 kids come in and talk to us about how they're feeling, what's going on, what's working, what's not working. And that's really what we based our whole legislation around, the voices of the students. Mental health is absolutely one of the top priorities, and recognizing that there are some schools have little or no resources that are going to help with those issues. We wanted to make sure we took a chunk of those dollars and put it towards that. It's a surround around for the students and the teachers, because if those students are struggling, that means the teachers are going to be struggling as well. So we'll keep working on it. Again, this is our first year. I'm taking the long call approach and looking at how we're going to build on every year those resources that are going to make a difference in the wraparound services for our students.
And one final question. This bill provides funding so that hourly employees like bus drivers, cafeteria workers, teachers' aides, and paraprofessionals would be eligible for unemployment benefits during the summer months. Why is it time for these workers to be included in the unemployment insurance pool?
These workers are what makes our schools work. I think of it as a wheel, and all of those different positions are the spokes, and that's what makes, centers on the kids and makes our school go around. When they are let go during the summer and now have to go find other employment, find other ways to resource themselves, it's a hardship. And many of them don't come back to the classroom, don't come back to the schools because they found something else that's a little less stressful perhaps or pays more. So in so many ways, this is also a retention plan. And it's also recognizing the value of them as an employee and the supports that they put in our schools. They're there with the kids just as much as any teacher, and oftentimes in some of the least desirable situations. I really feel like we need to support them as well and show our appreciation.
Senator Mary Kunesh, thank you so much.
My pleasure.